time in YouTube, and welcome back to another TCGO battle on the channel. Today we are taking on Brian, NinjaCamper94. His Twitter link will be in the description below, and if you guys want your chance at battling, make sure to leave either a comment or hit me up on Twitter. Everything is greatly appreciated because I'd like to see you guys come out and participate in this little series. You guys don't need hyper competitive decks. You guys just can bring whatever you want. Just let me know ahead of time depending on the level of play you are, and that way we can set everything up accordingly. Today we are going to be playing the Incineroar deck that I apparently did not function very well in making a video for you guys. So that's why I kind of picked it for this Saturday. Kind of was a nice fitting back-to-back for the Incineroar. Come on, where are you? Incineroar. There he is. I actually had no idea what happened with that matchup. The video was fine on my end until I recorded it, until I uploaded it. Buddy of mine said, "Hey, look, it's only 20 minutes. What's going on here?" I looked at it, and I also had just deleted all the raw and stuff from my computer. So needless to say, I don't have the full thing anymore, which is a problem. So it means I can't re-upload it. So I left the video up in its complete state, knowing that you guys can at least look at the deck list and be like, hey, look, I have that opportunity to still build it, and now you guys can see if it works out or not. So my opponent is playing a Psychic Dark, colorless fighting. I don't know what they're playing. The mystery of playing TCGO battles. You guys will know before me seeing the thumbnail, but that is all fun and dandy. I'm going to call tails on this coin toss with my little Litten coin, and we are going to win it, so I do want to go first because I want that opportunity to evolve my Litten as soon as possible. Of course, I'm not going to start with any Pokemon, but neither does my opponent. Let's see what he's got. Nothing really to tell me what he's got other than max elixirs. He's got some basics in there. It might be Darkrai. It might be Darkrai. But we are in an okay state here. I am going to drop my Entei down and Litten in the back. Gonna see if I can get some Burning Roar action out today. But remember, guys, this is a best 2 of 3 scenario. If you see a cut, it'll be because something happened middle of the game. But either way, we're going to drop an energy here, because I did forget to mention that to him. I will pass. I'm actually going to quickly go over to my Twitter right now and message him right now so we don't have to do that cut. There we go. Now, I have been missing my entire opponent's side. He is playing an Ultra Ball, or at least I think I'm missing everything that he was doing. I apologize for that poor sportsmanship of Twitter on thing. It shouldn't have happened, but you know what? It happened. Anyway, my opponent discarded a Sycamore. Oh, I see the Garbodor. I see that Garbodor and a Floatstone. So we actually should have 2 Floatstones in hand. But this could be an Umbreon make. That'll be actually quite funny. You guys will probably get 2 Umbreon decks back to back, depending on how everything goes. The only thing I had requested prior was no Darkrai. Both of the players that I got this week had Umbreon, it looks like. So we're going to see the energy evolution. We're going to see the Umbreon right away. And this is a problem. That is a hyper rare Umbreon. Wow, that is pretty. That is absolutely gorgeous. But I am intimidated because my opponent can go for the Strife and switch in that Trubbish if they want to. Which they might. I don't know. I don't know. I had a really bad startup though. I would love to get a rare candy at this point, but it may not happen. We see a Fighting Fairy Belt onto... That's not cool. That doesn't work. That don't work. That works on that one. Until it evolves, and then it doesn't work, technically. It works in conjunction with the ability, but doesn't work in conjunction with getting the HP and the attack. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Eevee is down. We're going to potentially see another Umbreon on the bench eventually. We're going to see the Lysander and the Seeker. We're going to see the Garbodor. It cannot evolve this turn. cannot evolve. No evolution, not this time. So we gotta try and get rid of that Trubbish. Not that we're using abilities. We do have Shaman in here. We're gonna see the Strife, and he's gonna bring in something else. Actually just decides to stay in. We get the rare candy! Oh, that was beautiful. We're gonna bring in our Incineroar. Thank you. And I'm just gonna opt to... I have Oranguru in this deck, not Shaman. That was about to be a big mistake. Not that I have much to go off of. Save it for next turn. I'm gonna drop an energy down onto my Incineroar. I'm gonna go for that Burning Roar. I'm gonna get one fire energy. We're gonna drop it down onto our Incineroar, and he'll be able to attack next turn. So if anything does happen to my Entei, I'll be able to actually knock out this Umbroen-GX. Because the Fighting Fairy Belt will not grant him the additional 40, because he is not a basic. So the Shadow Bullet this deck does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched mons, so it's gonna go right through me, knock me out, and do 30 to my Incineroar. I would love a supporter right now. Oh, apparently I had... When did that happen? Oh, that's just now from the Burning Roar. Silly me. We're going to see that our opponent does have Garbodor, so I don't have any abilities in play. This includes his Eevees. He just does fully evolve the Umbreon there. And my opponent will be able to go for the Shadow Bullet, claiming the first prize of the match, but I will have the Incineroar and able to potentially knock out this Umbroen-GX in one shot. Which will be massive, because that'll put us in such a good position. We're going to see the Shadow Bullet come through, 90 damage to my Entei, 30 to my Incineroar, as my Incineroar is going to come into the active position. But with the hand we currently have, I'm okay with this. We're going to drop down the good old energy, and I'm going to get... I need the Kukui. I need additional draw support. Not that I need the power. We are going to get another Litten, which is good. We can go for a Trainer's Mail. Nothing too bad here. We're going to get a Float Stone. So nothing I really want to use right now. I will grab it, nonetheless. And at this point, I can Ultra Ball for an Oranguru, because I don't need either of these cards. I love the floats. Oh, there's no Oranguru! We're just having all the fun with this little draw. So we're going to put down my Entei. I have no cards in hand, but I am going to go for that Burning Slam GX and knock out this good old-fashioned Umbroen-GX. We're going to get the Oranguru. Not that it matters, because the Garbodor is in play. And we're going to get a Nest Ball, which can help me get another Litten, maybe? Now, unfortunately, this Umbroen-GX has no energies on it, so it is going to be in a bit more of a pickle. Bit more of a pickle. I just want to see if he responded. He did not. He'll get it after the game. He'll get it after the game. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But either way, my opponent has a fantastic hand, so he potentially has that opportunity to kind of come back here. Umbroen-GX has never been that great of an attacker to me, so it could really benefit my opponent here if he can get that good old Dark Call off and get rid of 2 of my fire energies, which would put me right down to the Hustling Strike. I could easily get more fire-type Pokemon, start getting the Hustling Strike up in damage. But the Tiger Swing is definitely the more prominent play right now, just due to the fact that I can, you know, do a lot of damage with it. We potentially are going to see another Eevee come into play, unless my opponent goes for a Shaman right now to get some additional card draw, but I'm not too sure on what's going to happen here. We're going to see the Yveltal EX come into play, which is huge, because it's legit the same deck I think we were just playing. Again, based on the recording schedule, I had a bit of a mix-up. same thing that happened with the Incineroar-GX deck, same thing happened with one of my previous videos, and I'll be explaining that prior to this video. If everything goes according to plan, we would have had a battle with Curious Cleffa on Tuesday. So with that being said, I'm playing two of the same mons here. So we're going to see the Lysander come through. It's going to be my Entei, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're going to see the Strafe. It's going to hit me for 30. I would love a Sycamore right now. Honestly, I would love a Sycamore. I get another Litten. I can drop down. I'll just grab another Litten out of the deck too. There is no more Littens. It's just the Entei. Okay. So I know one Litten is prized. I don't need to play that, but I am unfortunately in a very bad jam. No Sporters. Like, I have not had anything. Nothing. It's been a really bad hand. My opponent is not playing N, so the disruption is huge. We see two Lysander? Three Lysanders already hit the discard. Two Sycamore. And one VS Seeker, or was that two? Two of them. One gold, one regular. So my opponent is going to get that double colorless energy drop onto the Umbreon, which will be able to go for that Shadow Bullet and knock out my Entei. I'm in a very big pickle. But if I can knock out another Umbreon GX here, that would be perfect. My opponent does get an N, so if he does manage to play that, that'll help me out super much. Like, he doesn't want to play that right now. He really should just go for the Shadow Bullet, or what? Yeah, he goes for the Shadow Bullet. He could have gone for the GX move there, putting me in a very bad spot. But instead, I don't know what has got my tongue today, but something has it. It's probably the Umbreon. But we are going to bring up the Incineroar right now. And I'm still in a decent spot. I do want to start setting up another Incineroar. Again, I do not have the ability to switch over cards, nothing like that. So I am going to go for that Tiger Swing, which will do 80 plus 50 based on 2 coin tosses. So I get one. I'm only going to get one, but it is going to be in range of being knocked out in the following turn. And unless he goes for his GX move, I should be able to clean up the Umbreon next turn. If he doesn't, actually, I can still knock him out due to the amount of fire types. He's in that particular range where I can knock him out, but he may want to float stone out, depending on his situation. Because I don't think he can knock me out. Only will do 90, so it'll put me up to 150, not 250. He does go for that straight Sycamore, gets rid of that float stone, and I don't know what he's got next. He's down to about 15 cards left in the deck. He's putting a lot of pressure on, don't get me wrong. He's got a lot of pressure on me right now. And with that being said, Umbreon here does still have the ability to go for the Dark Call GX and can easily remove 2 of my energies and most of my damage. Actually, my opponent goes for the Parallel City, and this will reduce my damage output, which is very bad. So if my opponent does go for that Dark Call GX right now, that would be probably best play. We're going to see a Dark Energy hit the Yveltal EX in the back. And that is pretty good, because my opponent can easily start setting up energies and get either this Wise Cyclone or the Evil Ball ready. And with my high energy output of being 3, it's going to cost a lot for me to continue attacking. And I would have easily played this Oranguru prior, but there's no way I can get around it with the Garbodor intact. So it'll be interesting to see which attack my opponent does go for here. Does go for the Dark Call GX, which is exactly like I had said it was going to. It is going to get rid of 2 of my fire energies here, and I'm going to be in a very big pickle for the next little bit. But I should be very close to range of knocking out this Umbreon GX. We're going to get a Torcat, which I can at least evolve my Litten. And I have to go for that Hustling Strike. Unfortunately, I did not pull anything that could help me get that damage up to the 200 mark. I'm literally Parallel City damage away, and the Parallel City has now saved my opponent very nicely, getting that second energy drop onto the Yveltal. My opponent has kept me down in pretty much anything going right now. And as soon as that Yveltal comes up, I'm going to be in a very big problem. Now, I should be able to pick up the knockout on this Umbreon next turn. Unless he retreats. Which is a good play, because I need 2 turns to at least try and set up, and I haven't got any opportunities. I, again, have not drawn any Sycamores or Ends in this entire match. I'm just in a very big position where it's just not working out. It's just not working out for me. In terms of my energy draw, I'm still putting pressure on my opponent. He had to go for his GX move already. I've gone for mine. I'm about to knock out an Umbreon. It looks like we're going to be in okay position. We're going to see a second or third Umbreon-GX, go into my opponent's hand. But he does not have an Eevee from the looks of it. We're going to see the Strafe. It looks like he might want to retreat here. And he does go into the Yveltal EX. So I get a rare candy, means nothing to me. And I unfortunately just have to go for the Hustling Strike. This is pitiful damage, 50 at most, and I'm not getting any support here. No, nothing. My deck does not want to help me win this match, which is a bit of a problem. Which is a very big problem. My opponent has the ability to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 damage to me, which will put me at 190. And my Incineroar will easily go down at that point. I can only start scratching this thing at the surface, and there's not much I can do. Not much I can do. The Evil Ball is going to connect. It's going to do 100 damage, and we're going to see what can I get. I finally get an N. Now, I don't really want to see this happen, but we're going to get rid of this beautiful hand I've had all game. I do get a second Incineroar, but no energy. No energy at all. I have only lost 3 of the energy. I forgot my counts at the moment. I have that opportunity to get that Sycamore, and I think I'm going to take it. So next turn I can at least Sycamore. I can get another little bit of damage here off onto that good old Yveltal. And it's in range of being knocked out if I can get rid of this Parallel City. I just need to get a Sky Field, and I've already lost 1. But two of his good old GX Pokemon, EX Pokemon, are in range of knockout for my Incineroars. So he's going to knock out 1 right now. But I'll be able to hopefully come back and take out the Yveltal, and then potentially come back and take out that Umbreon-GX as well. So it looks like I might have potential here to still win, as long as I can get a little bit more behind my power. If I can get that stadium and remove this Parallel City, we're golden. We're golden. I am going to bring up my other Incineroar-GX. It's going to probably be my last potential play here. Come on, Stadium. No Stadium. So I have to go for a full-on Sycamore here. I did get the Stadium. We are going to be able to at least take out this good old Yveltal GX, or EX. I'm going to drop a Fire Energy down, hopefully getting the opportunity to get rid of that Umbreon in the back. Oh, hold on. No, I can't. I can't knock this thing out. That's not good. He's going to get 100 damage on me. No, 120. This is close. I have to go for that Hustling Strike. I'm only going to do 50 damage. I forgot about the reduced damage on my side when I lost my good old Pokemon and I didn't get a replacement Pokemon. We're in a bit of a problem. We're a bit problem. Because if he adds any additional energy to this Yveltal, he'll be able to put me in range. He's going to go for a Lysander here and pull out my... pull up one of my additional attackers here and potentially knock me out, which is a good play. But I do have a Float Stone, I do have Fire Energy. I'm not in a bad position at all. I can knock these two out still, as long... And if he goes for a Lysander to clean up a prize, that's fine by me. He can do that all he wants. But man, does this deck have power. And it has Disruption, it has Control. We're going to see the Lysander. It's going to be my Litten, which is fine. If he takes me out right now, he'll be down to 1 prize card. Actually, that's not good because he can easily just go for the Entei knockout after that and try and knock me out there. But I think I'm still okay. I'm still feeling like I got this somehow. We are going to see the Y Cyclone. It's going to do 90 to knock me out, and he has to retreat that energy he has. Is he going to put it onto the Garbodor? Because the Umbroen-GX is fine. He does return one more prize. We're going to be able to keep our Incineroar pretty much in full HP. I can drop a Floatstone down onto my Entei, showcasing that I'm not afraid of his Umbreon. And we should be able to go for a nice clean knockout here. Is there any play I want to make prior? Yes, I'm going to go for a VS Seeker. I'm going to go for a Brock. I'm hoping to potentially get some more Pokemon into my good old field. And I don't want to lose out everything. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6. Actually, I'm going to go with 1 energy. 1 energy, yeah. We'll put all them back in. And we are going to go with that good old Tiger Swing. Guarantees the knockout onto this Incineroar. And we're going to get the full 180. Not that it matters at this point. And we're going to clean up 2 good old packs here. Get 2 more prizes down. But of course, we've got 1 more match after this to determine who actually is going to win this, or potentially 2 matches, depending if the tides turn in the next game as well. But we're finally starting to get supporters. We're starting to finally get some stuff here. Only thing I'm missing is my Lysanders, which this potential trainer's mail could easily get. Or they could still be prized. I don't know. But my opponent did lose out on the Yveltal. My opponent does have the Umbreon. Oh, he's going to bring up the Garbodor, and this is exactly what I was thinking. He could bring this up to sacrifice and potentially get that Umbreon in later. But we do want... He's got another Yveltal EX in the back. We do want to get rid of that thing ASAP. He's only got 8 cards left. He does manage to scrounge up a Dark Energy, though, from that deck of his. So he's only got 7 cards left in the deck. Does have a Dark Energy on the Yveltal. And we're going to see that he cannot switch out this Garbodor at the moment. I will have to knock it out or via Seeker or Lysander it. And if I'm doing that, I'm going for that juicy Umbreon in the back, which will actually give us the victory in this first matchup. He is going to go for that Lysander. I have a Floatstone on my Entei, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. It's not the biggest deal here. Goes for another Max Elixir. Is there energy still left in that deck of his? I don't know. I don't know. There is still energy in that deck, and unfortunately that Yveltal is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but he will need a full retreat cost unless he has some sort of switch, which he could potentially have and completely knock me out. But unfortunately he does not. We are going to get an energy here. We're going to drop it onto our Entei. Come on, Lysander. Come on, Lysander. We got the Lysander, baby! We're gonna take game number 1 in what seemed to be an uphill match. We're gonna grab that Umbroen-GX. We're gonna bring him up here, and we're gonna tire swing him out of the court. Beautiful. We're claiming that last match. We had an Entei and Litten still in the back, claiming game number 1, and we're gonna see if we get straight into this right here. Or if I will have to cut. So let's just get right into this. Let's click on that. Let's go here and let's send another request. Hopefully my opponent is aware of it at this time and can see that we're going to go best 2 of 3. If not, like I said, there will be a cut here and you guys will be able to see the match right next. Oh, we got accepted. So our opponent does know that we are playing this game into the best 2 of 3. Now, we got a little lucky at the end there. Hopefully, I don't have to go that long without a supporter. I get to call who goes first again, and I will take it. I am just going to start with one lonely Entei. I have a very similar hand to prior. Yep, we're going to have no additional Pokemon I can play. And I'm interested to see what my opponent has as their lead. It is going to be the Yveltal in the front line. Let's see what we can get off this trainer's mail. It is going to be... I'm going to grab the draw support. I'm going to go for my Ultra... hold on. Energy drop on Entei. I can go for an Ultra Ball here. Ditch one Fire Energy. I do not want to lose my Incineroars as I only have 3 of them in the deck, but this is going to get me my Litten. And then I can end right away after, which will be very nice. I'll actually get some draw support early game here. And we seem to be a bit more up in the opportunities here. I'm actually not going to play too much here. I can keep the Sky Field, and I'm just going to pass. If my opponent does decide to play a Stadium, I can remove it right away. And this way I can keep some of my resources, especially because I don't have opportunities like Shamans or high-tier EX or GX Pokemon. Incineroar is very, very good, very, very quick. And if I can get that good old 3 energy drop onto that Litten and get that Incineroar going and knock out this Yveltal before something else happens, which is not going to happen, we're going to see the good old Ultra Ball pull up a Pokemon. I was going to say we could have had a quick match, but it's not going to happen. We are going to see 2 Dark Energies hit the discard pile, as our opponent does get an Eevee. Now, I do have to be careful here. My opponent does still have the GX Dark Call now, as I do have my... I don't even remember what it's called right now. My GX attack. We are going to see a Shaman drop on my opponent's side. That is actually really good Lysander material right now, because I can just go for 1 Tiger Swing and knock that thing out. So that is very easy prey. Depending on the situation, my opponent is going to get a Max Elixir, but I don't believe that actually works to get you to evolve. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's from your hand. So he will have 1 energy drop, but it will not help you evolve. We're going to see a second Max Elixir. Should have had... Unfortunately, he did not have the Yveltal in the back, because he could have been feeding this Yveltal. The second Max Elixir is not going to work, though. Unfortunate for my opponent. I don't know. He does really just want to drop a double colorless energy on the Eevee. He kind of wants to saves those dark energies for that Yveltal. I can easily go for a Skyfield now. Drop a fire energy down onto Litten. Go for the Torracat. Again, I'm not going to go for too much here. I don't need to play too much. I'm just going to go for a nice Burning Roar. I'm not going to get any fire energies. In fact, I'm just going to lose my Oranguru. And 2 of my massively important VS Seekers. That's a problem. That's a problem. We are going to see the second Dark Energy hit the Yveltal EX, and we're going to see the Umbroen-GX fall down. It's going to be really confusing until the EXs rotate out, going back and forth between EXs and GXs, especially because the GX isn't too far off from EX. We are going to see another Max Elixir. My opponent is going for that Dark Energy onto the Shaman. This gives it a free... it gives it a retreat cost. But my opponent isn't going to be able to do too much damage here. It's going to be 20, 40, 60, 80 to my Entei. We are going to get a Skyla here, which is fine. I am going to drop my energy down. I'm in a weird spot. I'm going to just Ultra Ball and use Skyla to get like a Sycamore. We're going to grab one of those precious Incineroars of ours. Get it down onto that bench of ours. Go for the Skyla. And I'm going to grab a Sycamore. This way my opponent knows exactly what I have in my hand. If he wants to end, he can go for it. I am going to go for a Burning Roar, though. I did get 1 Fire Energy, but I did lose a Litten. I got to keep that in mind, so Brock might be very handy later. I did not lose any of my VS Seekers that time, which is good. And my Incineroar is fully set up. with my Entei being able to probably retreat out or be knocked out this following turn. We're going to see the Fighting Fury Belt go onto this good old Yveltal, but that's not going to save it from my good old Burning Slam GX. We'll be able to put a lot of pressure on my opponent, and my opponent seems to be in the same problem that I was in the previous match, with just nothing in their hand. Unless they have a draw support right now, which could be very beneficial, but doesn't look like it. 90 damage is going to clean up my Entei, and that's going to claim him prize number 1. That prize could be very, very important in keeping my opponent's longevity into the match. Thankfully, I don't need too much here, and I am not going to end. I will go for the Sycamore here. End is not important at all. We are going to get a nice Litten onto the field. Go for that Nest Ball. We are going to get another Litten. Get these things all onto the bench, all nice and cozy, warm. We're going to get a Fire Energy down on the Litten. And I can go for a Trainer's Mail right here. I'm up to get my Sycamore. Not that I need it right now, but I can go for Brock's Grit and start saving some Pokemon later. But I'm going to go for this Burning Slam GX and eliminate this Yveltal before it gets too powerful. That burn is going to knock it out. There's the 200. It does get healed, but it's going to take that damage, unfortunately. We're going to claim 2 prizes here. Both of my VS Seekers! That's huge. That is massively huge, because I do have Lysander in the back, so I'll be able to grab those nice, easy snipes if I want to. My opponent does only need 1 more energy, though, for that Dark Call GX, and it looks like they might be going for it. We're going to see an Eevee drop. Now, I'm still not in the worst of positions either. I've got a ton of support in my cards. It's just going to go for that Strafe. No energy. It's going to do 30 damage. I'll be able to pull up whatever I want and knock it out. And it might be Yveltal. He's actually going to stay in. We're going to drop a Float Stone down onto our Entei, because we do want to keep him from coming into play. And we have lost a little bit of Pokemon and 2 energies. So we can go for a Brock very nicely here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're actually missing just 1 card from it. Put all those cards back in. I don't need to go for too much right now. I'm actually just going to go for... Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I was going to go for a Lysander, and I didn't. We can easily go for a Tiger Swing here and hope to get some knockouts here. We're going to get a lot of damage down. Enough to the point where even if he does get that Dark Call GX, I'll be able to knock out this Umbreon. Which is very, very good. It'll put us down to 2 prizes. We do have the prize lead right now. The Enteis are very clutch because they can easily keep us from losing too much of our prize disadvantage. Our opponent does have to try and get through some of the non-GX attackers, or EX attackers in this case. But my opponent may not have drawn an energy. Definitely did draw an energy onto that Yveltal in the back. That could be a problem. I'm not too threatened about Umbreon. Could have easily gone for that Dark Call. Just goes for the Strafe. And is it going to stay in? It does stay in. I want to try and knock out that good old Yveltal ASAP. I want to get it before it gets me. So let's get that Lysander going. Because I can't one-shot it anymore. We're going to pull it up. And we're going to go for that Tiger Tail. Or Tiger Swing. And potentially knock it out. Nope, no knockouts this time. We're going to get 130 damage down, though. Which is very nice. Again, puts them both in range. No energies for my Tiger or Torcat. Nothing like that. But we're doing okay. We can easily sacrifice both of these supporters next turn, get myself the Incineroar, evolve, and then potentially get a Sycamore, and then start doing some massive damage. We're going to see the Float Stone onto that Yveltal, so it can swing on back, but I can easily via Seeker if I have to get rid of this thing, because I know it's the threat. It's the massive damage output for this thing. Just leaves up an Eevee, which is fine. I don't think it can do anything. My opponent is I don't even need to Ultra Ball. I just draw that Incineroar flat out. we can easily go for that nice old Lysander. This is going to be my last Lysander of the game, though, unless I don't remember if I put 2 in here, but I am going to grab that Yveltal. We are going to go for the Tiger Swing. And it does not matter, we have enough damage where we will be able to take out this good old Yveltal. We're going to claim 2 prizes here, Olympia and a rare candy. So if I get another Incineroar, which is unfortunately in the prizes, we would have been able to knock it out. But both of the Yveltals are gone right now. We're going to see that fabulous little Eevee come back up. Not that it's going to do too much here. We're going to see the Trubbish, but my opponent knows I have very few Pokemon with abilities. We're going to continue setting up our Incineroar in the back. And I really don't have a reason to play anything. We're going to get our Bridget off, which will get us a nice amount of Pokemon onto our bench. Again, I don't really need the Oranguru at this time. We are just trying to set up a massive amount of damage with the Hustling Strike, which, as you guys can see, can do 130 now, flat, without having to go with the Coin Toss. We are going to get another Incineroar-GX, so I can rare candy, get that last one up. And right now, all 3 Pokemon are in range of being knocked out from the Incineroar. So the Incineroar might actually be able to pull off a 2-0 victory over Umbroen-Yveltal. This is really exciting here. We're going to see an Ultra Ball go through where my opponent is going to ditch the remainder of their hand. It's the Yveltal and a VS Seeker. What? Did they not get any supporters? They got no supporters all game. They got nothing. They got nothing, guys. I feel bad. I do. We're going to see that good old golden full hyper rare Umbreon, and he does just give the game there. Thank you so much, Brian, for playing. I do feel really bad for that second match. The luck was just not there for him. He did not get a single supporter. The energy did not come in the second match. It was very similar to how our match was going in the first match. But because of Incineroar's high HP stat, I was just able to survive just a little longer and make it out with the 2-0 victory in this matchup. But again, thank you so much to Brian. Please check out his Twitter because he is a fantastic guy, and I highly recommend checking him out. But that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you guys are interested in joining TCGO battles, please leave a comment in the comment section below, leaving me your good old TCGO username, hashtag, whatever you want to call it. Or, again, leave me a comment on Twitter, because those are the only 2 places you're going to be able to get a hold of me. But with that, though, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, time out.